All right, we are live. Woo! All right. Good morning, everybody. Here in Las Vegas, it's 9:02 a.m. Pacific time, Sunday, March 21st, 2021. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you can see me and hear me okay. Good to see all the regulars in the house. We already got a super chat. Wow. Duck Vision. Good morning to you, Duck Vision. Appreciate it. All right. 34 of you already watching. Good to see everybody. Let's wait till everybody starts filing in. Got my coffee here, ready to go. Make it a good one. Everybody, make sure you get the thumbs up on that like button because that'll help it get spread over YouTube. You know that. Let's do it. I think we already got 17 likes. Let's get it up, man. Come on. Got 37 of you watching. Oh, no. The hype train is here. Another super chat. Duck Vision, save your money. But thank you. I appreciate it. That's great, man. Good morning, Lethal Emperor. I'm waiting till everybody starts filing in. We got 40 of you already. Kadeem, how are you? And Quake in the house. Hope you're doing okay. Yes. Make sure you're hitting live chat for those that don't know. You'll get it in more or less real time as far as the chat is concerned during the live stream. Suvik. Everybody knows that, right? Good to see you, my friend. Do I still have the NV14? Can you compare it to the X12? It's like comparing apples and oranges. I do have it. We're going to talk a little bit about that, so stay tuned. Already got that likes up to 26. Good. All right. All right, people. How is everybody doing? Hope you had a great week. It's Andrew back again with another live stream. And good to see everybody already filing in. Now, in case you didn't check out my video yesterday, I did drop the review of the ThinkPad X12 Detachable. That is a 2-in-1 detachable released by Lenovo. And it's geared towards businesses, but I think consumers and business users alike will certainly like it. I loved it. In fact, you can see it here on the top-down shot, and I'm going to show it to you next to the Surface Pro X. We'll get into that in a moment. Here's a side shot. This is going to be talked about in a moment. This is, of course, the X12 you see on the left. I'm having a little bit of a problem with it. The touchscreen is not working with my touch. It'll come in and out. I'm not really sure if it's defective. I may have to send it back. The pen is working, but it'll start working eventually, and then, so it might be a driver issue. I'm not really sure, but we'll still talk about it, of course, and I wanted to bring it to your attention because this screen is not working. So the pen is working on it, but the touch will come in and out. It'll work when it wants to work. I think it might be a driver issue. I don't know if it's a hardware issue, but even if it is, I could send it back if I have to. But I do like it, actually. This started happening last night, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I wanted to make everybody aware of it as we start this today because the build quality is excellent, but I don't know if I have a defective unit. So that is one way to start it off, right? Now, next to it, of course, is the Surface Pro X. Now, I picked this up on an Amazon pre-owned or used, and it was the acceptable range. So I got it for $560. I picked up the case, the keyboard cover with the slim pen combo, and I got that for about $120. So a lot of discounts here. So all in with tax and everything, I think a little bit over $700 or so. And that is for the SQ1, and it has 128 gigabytes of SSD storage. Not a lot, but I don't really care. I just wanted to see what I can get here in 2021 as far as a Surface Pro X, because I'm a big fan of Windows on ARM. I know a lot of people don't really like it. The emulation beta, I'm working on that. Actually, it's coming soon. I'm going to do a video on that. So it's a beta, so we'll talk about that. But I want to just let you know that that's how I got it for that price, because if you go to Amazon Renewed, and I'm doing a video on this as well, It's $6.99, and I put the link in the description of this live stream. So if anybody's interested, Amazon Renewed, and the benefit of Amazon Renewed is, of course, you can get it with a 90-day return period on Amazon Renewed, if I'm not mistaken, and very, very good return period. And I've had nothing but success so far buying Amazon Renewed. I bought the original Galaxy Fold 1, the first version, from the Renewed program, and it worked out great. So it looked almost brand new. Now, as far as why was this considered acceptable, not very good, not like new, as they rated it, I got it acceptable. I couldn't figure it out because it looked perfect to me. There was no blemish or anything that I noticed right out of the box, either on the keyboard cover case, the pen, or the unit itself. But what I noticed was there is a slight blemish on the display, but I had to look for it. So for that price, I can live with that, and it's over here somewhere. And again, I'd have to look for it. But really, really interesting device. I like the fact that it has the really slim bezels. I'm not a big fan of those big bezels, as you know, on the Surface Pro 7 that I reviewed. And again, check it out. It's on my channel. It did very well. I think it got over 150,000 views or so on my channel, which is pretty good, or something like that, or definitely over 100,000, which is good. And then this one is doing very good as well, the X12, although my touchscreen is not working, of course. It is working with the pen, which is kind of interesting. But nonetheless, it's and I made a rookie mistake, by the way, in my review. I called it a 16:10. No, it's a 3:2. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess all the 16:10 laptops I've been reviewing lately was on my brain. So I made a rookie error. And of course, you eagle-eyed viewers pointed it out to me, which is fine. It's a 3:2. These two are 3:2 aspect ratios. What I love about this is the keyboard. The keyboard is absolutely fantastic on this. I love it. Now, I do like the Surface keyboard, of course, on the Pro X. It is a nice implementation. I like the key travel on it. It feels good. I'm just a bigger fan of the ThinkPad keyboard on this one. But notice those really thin bezels. Notice those really thin bezels. So, and then you see a good shot here. You can definitely see that side bezels are thinner, top bezel a little bit thinner. Same goes with the bottom bezel. But when you put it on the typing angle, it covers the bottom bezel, I think, on both of them pretty much, or most of it at least. And so there you go. Now, there are a couple advantages that this has that this doesn't have. This has Thunderbolt 4. The top one, I believe, is a Thunderbolt 4. And then this doesn't have Thunderbolt 4. It has two USB-C ports. This has another USB-C port, Gen 1, USB-C 3.2 Gen 1, I believe. And there you go. William Cohen is in the house, as is Mallory. No problem. Is the palm rejection enabled maybe in Lenovo? I checked that. Let's go to the settings. It just works when it wants to. It's kind of weird. Let me go to devices. Tell me if I'm doing this right. Pen in Windows Ink. So ignore touch input when using my pen. So that's not checked off. For the touchscreen issue, let's see, maybe this can help us, Jin. Let's see here. For the touchscreen issue, probably driver, try open device manager, human input, right click, HID, compliant touchscreen. Yeah, I'm going to do that later. I don't want to make a big deal about it because but it did work. I guess it's a driver issue. I'll have to update that. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'll get that fixed. If not, I'll just send it back. Not a big deal. All right. But thank you, Jen. It's probably a driver issue. That's what I'm thinking also. All right, so we have 64 people watching. Hit the like button, people. Again, I don't mean to harp on it, but it does help. And if you haven't already checked out the video on the X12, why don't you do so? Again, it's a good video. It's doing well, actually, surprisingly well. And one of the reasons the topic for today I wanted to talk about was a couple of things. Is detachables, are they relevant anymore? Are these relevant? Because I don't know. Are they? Again, I'm trying to find what's working right now. And I love this form factor. If you watch my channel, you know I did the Surface Pro 7. I did the X. I did the predecessors to that. I did a whole bunch of them early on in my YouTube career. So it's a pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff, and I like it. I like the fact that you can use it as a tablet. I like the fact that you can use it with the keyboard. It's thin, it's light, it's easy to take with you. This has optional LTE. This, of course, has LTE, and I've been loving it so far. For those joining late, I bought this on Amazon as a used product or pre-owned or whatever you want to call it with an acceptable rating. And it actually looks pretty new. I couldn't find the blemish. It took me a while. It is on the display, a slight little blemish or scratch, maybe a little, but it's so minor that I would have actually categorized it as very good as opposed to acceptable, but it's pretty good. Does the X12 use AMD? No, and I'm kind of waiting for an AMD chip in one of these. I'm not quite sure why they haven't moved to that. That would make it a really interesting device, that's for sure. If you want an AMD processor on this, kind of would be interesting, especially on the 5th gen. I'm expecting really good efficiency and good production out of that. Yeah, so I thought that it was very good. It has a 1440p camera. Let's take a look at the camera real quick, because I know that's been the topic du jour, of course. So I'm going to bring this one up, and then I want to show you this one. This is I believe this is 1080p. And you're going to see a really good one here. And by the way, since they moved to the Edge browser, hold on one second. Since they moved to the Edge browser, trying to get this so you can sort of see it. This is a really good camera, by the way. I know you get a little reflection in the screen, but you can sort of see the difference between the two. Now, let's go to the settings here. Now, this one is, so when they went to the Edge browser based on Chromium, it's made a big difference, by the way. So this is 1080p, and this is on, let's see here. This one is video quality 1440p. So higher resolution on the X12. So 25, you pay 2,500 Canadian. Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. I went the cheap route on this. I went with the 128 gigabytes. I went with the cheapest one. I can get 8 gigabytes of RAM. But I'm absolutely loving this device. I'm loving it because of its portability. I like its thinner bezels, and I like the fact that you're getting a nice webcam. I mean, look at this. And so forth. Now, how much did it cost? I went over it earlier in the live stream. I paid $560 as a used product on Amazon here in the U.S. I couldn't find the blemish. It's sort of over here somewhere on the display. I couldn't see it. The color accuracy looks better on the X12. A little bit sharper, maybe. A little bit more warmer, maybe. I don't know if that's the word. Yeah, you can see the blue's a little bit more sharp. I think they're both good, and this is an encouraging sign. Now, Microsoft, I got to give them credit. They make excellent webcams, and if you saw the Surface Pro 7, it's really a good camera, and I'm really happy with this one as well. There's a rear-facing 8 megapixel camera on this one. It's actually pretty good. I don't remember on this one. So the rear camera, let me turn this camera around. I had to remember if it had one. There it is. You can see my messy green screen. And let me turn this one around. So the rear cameras, which I'm doing right now, and this one is 1080p video, and I think that might be the high. Oh, no, this one could go to 4K. So this could do 4K. This is 4K right now. And this, the highest video quality is 1080p. On the rear camera. So one difference between the Surface Pro X and the X12 from ThinkPad is that this one has a 4K display on the back, and this one has a 1080p display. Yeah, I mean, if you do a lot of remote work, that's definitely something that you would want. So who thinks the color accuracy might be better on the X12? Yeah, it's looking good. They're both pretty good. Now, these are the rear-facing cameras. I could do a video on this as a head-to-head, might give you a better idea, but this is hard to do on a live stream, but you can see the difference. Again, if I switch back to the front cameras here, got 89 of you watching. Welcome, everyone. And so these are the front-facing cameras, and there you can see. I can't, the way I'm situated, this is the best angle I can give you for now. So, and I don't want to butcher your name, Nian Kawai. I hope I did it okay. I hope Samsung X AMD makes Samsung and AMD make an ARM mature as they make laptops. It may not be Samsung only either. Yeah, ARM is going to have to mature, and I think Apple's pushing that segment, and I think you're going to see more out of the Windows on ARM. And again, I've been very enjoying this even more than the first time around because of that Edge browser that has been updated with the Chromium. So you get a lot of the features of a Chrome browser on ARM, and it works natively, and it works great. I've been using that. I haven't been using Chrome on it. I did install Chrome, but running Chrome on a emulation is not that great. But as it native here on the Chromium-based Edge browser, it's working really good. So this starts at around, I think, $1,100 with tax, or maybe a little less than that. Check out my video on that. This, of course, is more expensive, but you can get it on the Renewed. I put a link in the description below. You know, so there you go. So let me just see where we are. We have 84 of you watching now. So that's good. 90 on, it'll probably update 87. It just goes up and down, people coming in and out. So super chats, we already had 2 super chats from Duck Vision. Thank you, by the way, Duck Vision, to start it off. That was a nice way to start it off. Help support the channel. Memberships are open, and of course, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do everything you need to do to give me interaction, to give me support on this channel, because I'm trying to make it through this tough time, but it's going okay, and I got a lot of good stuff coming. Like I said on the last live stream, I'm going to be very discerning as far as what I'm going to be reviewing going forward. I'm not going to do more of the same kind of products I've been seeing, especially Intel-based. Now, speaking of Intel, one of the other topics I wanted to talk about today, and we'll talk as we go along with these devices here, is the fact that Intel is fighting back, in a sense, with a new ad campaign using Justin Long, who had been known for doing Apple ads in the past. That was pretty popular and so forth, PC versus Mac kind of thing, and they've switched sides. So the PC guy went to the Apple, and now Justin Long, the actor, went to work for Intel on this campaign. And if you saw that, I think they did about 5 ads on it, and kind of interesting stuff. I think I wanted to ask myself, well, what took Intel so long, number one, and are they deceiving you in these ads? Because I noticed that the MacBook Pro that they were using, or the MacBook, had very thin bezels. If that's the new one that's coming up, I don't know why they would put it in there, but it had much thinner bezels than what we get in real life. So I'm not really sure why they did that. And Intel has a lot of good things. And I've mentioned this so many times before, Intel has a lot of good things they need to promote, like the fact that you do get the versatility, the different kinds of devices, like a 2-in-1, like you see here, or a clamshell, or a detachable like these, or convertibles and so forth, pen support. You get also the touchscreens if it works. So, you know, you get all these kind of things that are going on with these devices. And you can definitely see where the versatility, the upgradability that you don't get with a Mac, that's where Intel-based PCs have a leg up in a lot of ways. So I'm glad to see them, that they were making an attempt here at a more direct way, I guess, to counter what Apple's doing. And they don't mention AMD or anything, which is kind of interesting, of course. They're directing this specifically to Apple. But, you know, I don't know. I think could it be a better way that they can do this than having to use Justin Long? On one hand, I want to applaud them in trying something bold. But on the other hand, you should be focusing on the devices and really promoting the devices the right way. So I don't know. I'm kind of mixed feelings on that ad campaign. I want to know what you people think about it, because you do get really interesting devices like the X12 or like the Surface Pro X, which is not Intel, of course, but this is ARM-based, which I'm a big fan of, especially for Windows on ARM. So there you go. So Intel does not suck. 4-core. The thing is that Intel does not suck. 4-core laptops stink. It just depends on what kind of device you want. Wish Lenovo would have made a Surface Book competitor, something with an actual Meteor base. Yeah, I'm a big Surface Book fan duct vision, as you know. I don't know. You know, they're trying different things, Lenovo. It would be nice to have a Surface Book type device that has the detachable display part of it. That's a little bit different than something like this. But I don't know. I don't know if Lenovo is going to be doing it. I don't know how many that Microsoft has sold. It's a pretty expensive product as far as the Surface Book, so I don't know. We'll have to see. So according to Jason, the Surface Pro X XQ2, only using the new Edge browser, I'm getting about 8 hours of battery life, 90% brightness. 8 hours of battery life, 90% brightness is pretty high. If you lower it, obviously you get more battery life. I'm seeing on the new Edge browser, I'm seeing about the same, I would guess, on something like this. Again, I didn't do my actual testing yet on it, so stay tuned for that. Regarding the Intel ads, according to Agent 091, marketing people tend to be just common people who just don't know where to strike with ads. And I agree 100%. That's a great point. Great point. Intel has to try different things. At the end of the day, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah. Well, they have to try something. They have to try something because whatever it is, it's not working. It hasn't been working for the past year or so. It's interesting that Taiwan Semiconductor will be building Intel's chips. Yeah, I don't know too much about that, but if that's the thing that they're going with semiconductor chips from Taiwan, then there you go. The Surface Book was or is expensive. Hope they update it with an AMD processor, especially since they don't use Thunderbolt in any of them anyways. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, and that might be a possibility because they do have a relationship with AMD. They did it in the Laptop 3 on the 15-inch, if you remember. So hopefully they'll put the most recent processors in, because I know the leaked information on the Laptop 4 had last year's 4th-gen processors, not 5th-gen, which is kind of typical for Microsoft to be a generation behind when it comes to processors. Will I be doing the mini LED iPad Pro? Yeah, I will be doing that. I'm definitely going to be doing that, so stay tuned. I believe it's only the GPU, the GPU that Intel is using, TSMC. So it might be just for the GPU on that, so that's a good point. So I don't know. Robinhood Trader, Handquake, I don't know any more information than you do on that. Iris Xe Max was a bit disappointed, in my opinion. You know, there's been a lot of disappointments with Intel. I like Intel Xe graphics on these ultra portables that I've seen. You actually will see it on this device. It has Xe graphics. And I thought for the low-powered version of this is very good. It did a lot of the tasks I need. It did and pretty much every task I threw at it, especially for a thin and light laptop, or thin and light device, I should say. It worked pretty well. So Iris Xe graphics, here's the thing. Iris Xe graphics are actually pretty good. They just didn't market it the right way, and Apple came in with a big storm with their new M1 chips, and AMD took everybody by storm last year. So they just didn't have the right marketing in place, and I don't know if it's a little bit too late to catch up, but they certainly have the resources. They still have the market share lead. They're still by far the #1 in the market. So Intel has to get their act together, that's for sure, and they're trying with this new ad campaign. Is there a stylus for the X12 that has a dedicated eraser like the Surface Pen does? Yeah. So they have a tilt stylus that I believe is a little bit more money. I think it's an additional $69 or something to that effect. And that will actually stick magnetically, from what I understand, to the side. The one that comes in the box, the included one, does not. So you have to use the pen loop. See, it's still not working. But the pen is working. So I think it's a driver issue for sure. I'll have to update with that when I'm done. So you can get an upgraded stylus for this. So you would be able to do that, from what I understand. So yes. And if those joining late, I made a rookie mistake. Can you believe it? I can believe it. I called it a 16:10. It's a 3:2 aspect ratio. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I had 16:10 on my mind with all these 16:10 laptops. All right, Andrew. So let's see. Hey, Andrew, have you heard something about the X1 Titanium? Are you getting one? So here's where we are. I reached out to Lenovo, and I'm waiting on one, so we'll see. Hopefully we'll get it. I'm not going to buy it because I can't afford to keep going out of pocket. So if they send me one, I will review it. But here's the thing. That one I definitely think I will review, but I'm going to start saying no to some other stuff that are coming, because if it's more of the same and I know the interest is not there, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to be very picky as far as what I'm going to be reviewing going forward. That may be one I will review because it's a new device we haven't seen before, with that titanium in it and thin, extremely thin, maybe the thinnest convertible we've seen so far, and I definitely will be getting it. So just stay tuned. I'm not really sure what's going on, if they're giving it to me right away. I hope they do. They've seeded it to bigger channels, I guess. I don't know, but I'm working on trying to get a unit. So there you go. They didn't send me this, by the way, which is a little bit surprising. They didn't send me this. I had to buy this one. Hi, Andrew. Should I buy the Lenovo Yoga 6? Yeah, it's a good device. I reviewed it. You may want to wait and see what the 5th gen on the AMD processors are. We'll see. So X1 Yoga Gen 6 looks interesting to me as a competitor to Surface Pro X. So the Yoga Gen 6 is a more traditional one, right? So that is a little bit more competitor. You'll have probably better performance out of that one, of course, because of the processor they're using. But there are some benefits, like I said, to having this being an ARM-based chip. This is the SQ1, where you have, of course, the SQ2, which is a little bit of a minor update, I think, to what this has. So very similar performance between the two. But yeah, so that would run the Tiger Lake processor, and that would have better performance. They're moving to 16 to 10 on their Carbon line, or the X1 line, so that'll be good. So we'll see if that's going to be good. I like this 3-2. This is 3-2. I like the way this looks. I'm really liking the Surface Pro X. I'm revisiting that. I will have a new video on that, of how it's fared so far now that I've picked this one up, especially at this great price. I got really lucky on it. Now, one thing you're going to note on here, I love the fact that the pen stores in the keyboard like this. This should be, I think other OEMs should take heed of this. Let me unplug it for now. It stores and charges in there. If I can get it out there. There we go. And so there it is. This is the slim pen. Of course, you can use the traditional Surface pen. And there you see it. And it works really well. Now, it uses the N-Trig pen technology, of course. And it just snaps right back in there. And it's so convenient and handy. I love that. And it stores there, and it hides when you lift the keyboard there, so you don't have to see it. It's out of the way. So I like that. Now, this solution, of course, is that they use a loop, but I think the upgraded pen will have magnetic attachment to the side, from what I understand. But this one that they include does not. Now, this uses the Wacom AES technology. So I think this is about 1.3 to 1.5 or something like that. This one I'm not really sure as far as the Key Travel Agent Zero. If somebody knows, let us know. We have 120 of you watching today, or 117. Looking good today so far. The live stream, more people, more interest maybe. We'll see. Andrew, you may want to look into Samsung's upcoming laptops with the Exynos chips. And AMD graphics supposedly will be in the second half of 2021. Yeah, Jeff, I've been interested in that as well, and I will definitely check it out when I can do so. That would be great. 1.3 according to Jin. Thank you. That's what I thought. This should be 1.3. This one. And one of the things I love about it is that keyboard. Now, people don't care about the track point, but it's part of the ThinkPad DNA, so you're not going to, I don't think they're getting rid of it anytime soon. I actually like it. I think it works pretty good. It's pretty responsive. I got to update these drivers. It's bothering me, but for the touch. But yeah, I mean, this is a precision touchpad. It's pretty good. It's got the physical buttons that we normally see on a ThinkPad. And to get a little bit of a close-up, let's take a look at it. You can see the difference between the two, and you can sort of get a little bit of both on one side to the other. Here you can see it. Both are very good. Both have backlights on them. Both are excellent. I just prefer the ThinkPad a little bit more. I do really like it. So loving this remote control I have now. All right, so let's see what Jason has to say. Surface Pro X has a SIM card. How does it differ than a wireless WAN card like the ones that come with the X1 Yogas? I'm not really sure. So this has a SIM card. It also has eSIM support, at least on this model. I know that, but I switched it to the SIM. I'm using a Google Fi in there right now, and it's working great. I have no complaints on it whatsoever. You can throw in the T-Mobile. You could throw in AT&T and Verizon here in the U.S. I know Canada. I don't know which carrier you use, Jason, but it definitely works well. Now, this one also has a SIM tray on the side here, and I can show it to you. It's right there. It's right there. And if you want to take a really closer look at it, I can zoom in. So it does have the SIM tray, dirty desk, does have the SIM tray right there. So this is a USB 3.2 Gen 1, and then, of course, this is the Thunderbolt there. So there you have it. So I like it. I like it. If I can get the touchscreen to work again. I tried restarting it. The drivers will have to be updated. We'll see what happens. I'll do it when I'm done. I don't want to fuss with it here. It does get working again. It's just not doing it on the live stream, of course. All right. When do you do your live stream? So I do it at 9 a.m. Pacific now. That's been the new time. I think we've done 3 or 4 now in a row. 9 a.m. Pacific time here. I'm on the West Coast or in Las Vegas, which uses the Pacific Coast time. And I do it here. So that's when you could find me every week, more or less. I have been pretty consistent. I do take it off every now and then. If there's nothing newsworthy, no new good products out, I may take a break from it. But when I do have good products in, I do usually do it every week. Why don't people bash Apple for lobbying against right to repair? And that's another good point. When people are looking at different PCs versus Mac and so forth, Apple doesn't want you to repair it yourself. They want you to go to them. They want control of everything, the software, the hardware, the user experience. They're controlling everything. This is the walled garden. We know that, and that's been one of the criticisms of Apple. So you'll really like that ThinkPad, Robert, and I'm glad to see that. Yeah, I like it too. People like the 9 a.m. starting time, and one of the reasons I went there is for a few reasons: to cover more people in different time zones. I can get in with India, Pakistan, and so forth, Southeast Asia. I could also get in, obviously, Europe, and I can get the East Coast of the United States as well, in addition to the West Coast here. And especially for the West Coast people, or even the East Coast people to some degree, as the weather gets nicer, you want to do things outdoors, or at least hopefully safely doing it outdoors with distancing and so forth. But I thought starting it earlier made more sense. And the time works for everyone. Yeah, I agree, Kadeem. All right, so we're having a better live stream this week. We have more people, so that's good. So I know it's 12 a.m. for you. I'm doing if they do it any earlier, then we're getting a little too early on the West Coast of the United States, at least for me, because this is my day off. Well, I don't have a day off. Let's be honest. I do have a full-time job, so I don't really have a day off. This is a full-time job for me as well. So there you go. I don't really have a relationship with Fujitsu. I'd love to do that. I would love to review their stuff. When am I getting a Ryzen 5000 2-in-1? Hopefully soon. I expect to get something pretty soon. So stay tuned. They're hard to come by right now. All right. So let's zoom out a little bit on this. So I think this is a good value. Now, you can pick up a Surface Pro 7 right now. I think they're on sale. So again, you have to buy the keyboard and the type cover as a separate accessory. It could get expensive, but there are some deals to be had if you look around. I know Microsoft has a lot of sales. I don't think we're going to see a Surface Pro 8 until this fall, so we're going to have to bide our time. But I'm really falling in love with this Surface Pro X again. There's just something about it. I know it's not a speed demon. I know it's running Windows on ARM. I know there are better ARM devices with better battery life, but the performance has been really good under the Credge browser, the Chromium-based Edge browser. That's what people call it, and it's working well. Now, there is an X64 or there is a 64-bit emulator in beta that I'm going to test out on this to see if we can get all the app support, because one of the big cons, of course, is no support really for a lot of 64-bit apps. So that is a deal breaker for some people who use specialized software. That's a deal breaker who people use legacy software, because some of them run in emulation mode, some don't. So we need more consistency. And I think that's where Apple has a leg up. But I want to tell you my experience with the Apple M1. I'm keeping it, by the way, even though it doesn't work for me. And I explained last live stream why the M1 based Mac Mini that I bought didn't work for me, and that's because there are certain plugins for Final Cut Pro, my editing software on the Mac, that doesn't work on Apple Silicon, at least not yet. Some of them do, a lot of them don't, and I actually use a lot of graphics on my videos, so it definitely affects my ability to make the videos. Now, I've been super impressed with the performance on the Mac Mini M1, and I kept it. I could have returned it. I let the return period go by. I didn't return it, despite it not being the right tool for me. And the reason I kept it was for the channel, because I need to have a point of reference, at least with an M1 chip. I don't have the Apple MacBook Air anymore, the M1. So I wanted to have a point of reference to go by. And I wanted to see what gets updated as time goes on as far as compatibility, so I can let you people know. But so far, I can't use it as my daily driver, so to speak, as my main editing machine, even though the performance has been excellent. But it just doesn't work because the plugins that I use don't work with it. So that affects my ability to make my kind of video. And I don't want that limitation. I don't want to be handicapped in that way. So there you go. So you bought the Surface Pro yesterday, Manny. That's pretty cool, man. I'm liking it. So this is the SQ1. I bought it as a used item on Amazon. I paid $561, I think, to be specific. I bought this used. Again, I saw no blemishes or anything, and this was $118. Normally a much more expensive combination as the Slim Pen. I've been very happy with the performance, especially, again, with that move to the Chromium-based Edge browser. So that's been working much better. All right. Will you try the emulation? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video on it. I'm going to put the emulation on it and see how it's in beta, and we'll see how it's going to work. I mean, I don't have high hopes for it because I know it's been buggy, but they're working on it. So hopefully it'll get better. All right. Any interest in doing random desk space accessories? Yeah, I do have a couple of things. I have this, I'm doing a video on this arm that I got from Viazon, and I'll put the link when I'm done. I'm doing a video on this where it's a laptop stand. There's also another accessory that goes on top of here for a monitor, so you could mount a Visa mount monitor, any monitor pretty much. So I have all these arms that can rotate and so forth, especially when I'm doing a live stream. This is going to change. I'm going to go with that curved monitor, which, by the way, that video is almost done. I should have it ready in the next day or so. So from Dell, we'll talk more about, it's a 37-inch, I believe, monitor, curved monitor from Dell that they announced in CES 2021. So hopefully that will all be coming up. I've been working on the videos, so thank you for your patience on that. So more accessory stuff is coming as well. Again, I'm going to be much more discerning as to what I'm going to review going forward. So you liked my quick studio view in the latest video. Yeah, Jeff. The mess, right? Surprisingly, people didn't bash me too much for it. It is a disaster, but it's organized chaos, as I like to call it. I kind of know where everything is, so I hate to start moving stuff around because I'll never find it. I have laptops I have here I probably can't find. It's so bad. But you saw the mess. For those who are wondering, I will be doing a tour of this. I know this mess, but you can see a glimpse of it in my latest video on the X12 Detachable that I released yesterday. So let me know. I mean, it is a disaster. I mean, you can sort of see here, it looks okay, sort of okay. You see a little bit of mess over here, but you can see it there, all the wires. But you saw all the wires, you saw the laptops, you saw the boxes. I'm fortunate I have a really nice big space here, so I have so much I can do with that. You laughed at the laptops on the floor. So you know the deal, man. You know, I try to hide it, but you can't. I needed you people to know. I'm a mad genius, my friend. I'm a crazy mad scientist in my laboratory. Yeah, that's always my worry, Arthur. Yours and mine, as far as what I can do with that. Trying to get the laughter. There it is. Yeah, that's what people do when they see my studio. All right. You need to build a roadmap of the maze to your studio. You're not kidding. How I find it, that's why it's like it's crazy, but I sort of know where things are, so I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to step on them either because I got to return this stuff. So maybe that's why they're not sending me stuff. Who knows? Why don't we have a good laptop releases yet? I'm tired of waiting for something that really amazes me. We're in a transition period. All right, I got to tell you, I'm under embargo on something that I can't talk about. So I probably shouldn't even bring it up if I can't talk about it. But there is going to be tomorrow an announcement from a major brand and a laptop I think a lot of people are going to be interested in. So I'm going to leave it at that. But it should be lifting tomorrow. So maybe I might even do a live stream on it. I don't know. But it's something you got to see. It's something people want, I think. So we'll see. The X1 Yoga Gen 6 is out. It sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, I'd love to get it. You know, I'd love to buy them all. I can't. Me too. I'm waiting for that too, Duck Vision. So we got 120 or 118. So it's been a really good live stream so far. Yeah, organized chaos is what this studio is. Again, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, you can see it on my latest video. Hold on. You can see it on my latest video for the X12 Detachable. That was my little remote there. Probably if you had everything neatly arranged, you probably would have trouble finding things. Absolutely. I wouldn't know where to find anything. It's bad enough as it is. It would be even worse. But I'll have to organize it at some point. All right. Coming up. Yeah,
Coming up.
There you go. Gen 9 Carbon, another one I want. A live stream of you redecorating your YouTube space or even building a PC while passively talking pop culture and tech news would be a dope stream. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if people are interested in my thoughts on other things. Who knows? The fingerprint, by the way, works really well. This works really well. Very, very fast fingerprint scanner on this. So, yeah, it's working well on the X12. This has, and by the way, that's a Windows Hello camera, and so is that. And there you saw I just logged in. So both very good in terms of Windows Hello, face recognition, both infrared cameras. They don't do well on my channel. I tried that. I hardly get any views on them. So I probably won't do it unless something pivots. But Amjameen, I don't think that people are interested on that on my channel. There are so many earbuds, headphone channels. I don't think they're interested in me reviewing them. It's so interesting how now everything on YouTube is so niche down that you have to pick a space and stay in your lane kind of thing, which is kind of unfortunate. People are very impressed with the speed of Rosetta 2 translator in M1. Yeah, it works great. I think Apple did a great job. Again, not everything is working 100%, but they'll get there. They'll eventually update all the drivers that need to be updated and so forth. The Zenbook Duo 14 touchscreen, i7. Anyone know who might have one of these in stock? Best Buy has been out of stock. So I have the 14 here, and I'm not keeping it. I can't afford to keep it. I'm going to have to send it back. But that is the Core i5, Robert. And I love it. I think it's a great laptop. Again, very niche product, I think, because of the second display. Let me see if I have it here. In this mess. Hold on. So what Robert's talking about is this, but he wants the i7, which I don't blame him. But the performance was very good. This is, oh no, is this the i7? Wait a minute. This is an i7. What am I talking about? I got so many laptops that I just don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So he's talking about with this secondary display here. Might as well show everybody. And while that boots up, I like this as well, by the way. It's available on Newegg, so check it out, Robert. And there you have it. So 2 screens. Now, this you're going to see here, this is flashing. It's only because of the camera. It's in my studio. It's not. Can I sell it? I could sell it to you, Robert. Rather than me return it, if you want to buy it from me, let me know. It's in perfect condition, although I didn't step on it too many times in my studio. let me know, because I have to return it by a certain period of time. If you can't find one, I can maybe sell you one. I could sell you this one. Again, I bought this one. This was not sent by Asus. So if you want, let me know. All right, so, and it has that second display, which I really like. And you can switch between the displays. So the screen pad is booting up here, and you can see here, I could switch between the two. So it goes from one to the other. I like it. And there's a pen. And here's the pen that it comes with. So, but if you can't find one, let me know. Yeah, they used one in the Justin commercial. That is correct. That is correct. Is it the i7? Yeah, this is the i7. I mistakenly said it wasn't. Yes, it is. In fact, I'll tell you right now, this is probably the one you want. This is from Best Buy. So let's see. I don't know if they have only one SKU. So what we're looking at here is the Core i7 11th Gen 1165 G7 8 gig. This has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and I don't know if you want 16. I don't know if they sell it with 16 at Best Buy. And it has, as far as SSD, it has, I think, a 512 gigabyte SSD. So if you look, Robert, look on Newegg. Look on Newegg. You might be able to get it there. I like it. In fact, I find myself using it a lot because of that second display. It is the Core i7 for sure. All right, we have 81 likes, but we have 116 people watching. What's going on? Should be over 100 by now with the likes. People, hit that like button. Does the pen attach magnetically? No, it comes with a case. They give you a carrying sleeve that has a loop in it for the pen. See, there's no place to magnetically attach it. At least I'm not aware of. No. Nope, no magnetic. Yeah, you probably want to get the 16 gigabyte. If you can't get it, Robert, and you want the 8 gigabyte model, I have one here. Rather me return it, I can sell it to you if you want. So let me know. Well, just let me know. But either way, it's a good laptop. I recommend it. I can't keep it only because I have too many things I got to buy for the channel. I can't justify keeping it. I got about 5,000 views on it only, so not too great in terms of the view count. But it's more of a niche product in my opinion. So I shouldn't expect more than that. What should I pick up for a used unit for detachable PC? X1 Gen 1 to 3. Which should I pick, or recommend better option? I like the ThinkPad because it could charge SSD and durable. You know which one I really like, if you can handle the thick bezels, is the X1 tablet Gen 3, which I reviewed. It did very well on my channel, and you might get it at a good, fair price here in 2021. I know it's been a couple of years since it's been out, but it might be a nice alternative. But if you're looking for, let me close this for now. If you're looking for this one, it's not a bad deal considering you do get the pen, you do get the keyboard at no additional cost. It's all in there. So you could also upgrade the pen if you want. It uses the Wacom AES technology, but it's, my screen is not working on there. There's something with the driver I have to work on, but we'll get it. What? So there you go. This is ridiculous, Robert. Please. Oh my God. Oh my God. So Robert with another $100 super chat. $99.99. Totally unnecessary, but appreciated, of course, as always. You actually, with all the money you've been giving me for contribution, I should just send this to you because you probably paid for it. So I'll let you know in a couple of days if you can wait that long. Yeah, I think I have on 45 days with Best Buy because I'm their elite member, which I should be, of course, on the amount of products I buy from them. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You paid for it, so I might as well just send it to you. But all kidding aside, yeah, Best Buy is probably selling these. I could see why people would want it. There's a lot of interesting things on this laptop. It's a little bit heavier for the average person when you compare it to others in this category, but you're getting some extra things with it. I like the fact you're getting the pen, the sleeve, and of course that secondary display is going to be the big selling point. All right, so we got 126 watching, so it's been a really good live stream today. I'm very, very happy with the turnout. Considering the way things were dull, I mean, there was very little to be excited about recently. Let's see how the other video is doing that I released yesterday. So according to this, it's doing very well. We have about 6,200 views in less than 24 hours. That's pretty good. So I am happy. Looks like things may be starting to come out of the darkness here as far as the dull time, you know. I'll pay for it if you decide to get it. What? Best Dell Precision laptop. Should I pick up? So you'll pay for it if I decide to get it. Okay. I shared the channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. What else is there? Let's see other comments here. Razer's best for price. So let's talk about Razer for a moment. So I get Razer stuff. Their team is great. I love working with them. But every time I release a Razer video, I get so disappointed because I get no views. And people are a little bit down on Razer. Quality control has been an issue over the past year or so. And people are just not happy with them for customer service. And I'm not sure why, because the quality that I've had on my review units, and again, they are review units, so take it for what it's worth, they are great. I have never had any issues. But if Razer, and they've made some great products, and I love the fact they made that the Razer Book a competitor to something like the XPS 13, something like the something from Asus on the Zenbook line or something like that. Yeah, it's great, but you know, it just didn't do great on my channel, and that's kind of concerning because I want to establish good relationships with the brands. But if I'm not getting the interest, I shouldn't be reviewing it. Then I'm taking a different approach rather than they should come to me and say I'll be on my channel rather than me beg to be on there to put their products on. I don't beg, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is I've had good relationships with many of the brands, all of the brands, in fact, that have worked with me, and it's including Razer. So, but I feel bad because if I review something and it doesn't do well, I kind of hesitant to ask to see if there's anything else. So we'll see. Razer is still on the Intel train as well. A lot of interest in AMD is another good point from Duck Vision. And I don't know if that's going to change. As far as they're a huge player in the accessory market, and they're pretty big on that. But as far as the PCs, they are more gaming and stuff like that. So I don't know what their relationship with is AMD as far as putting in AMD processors. Hopefully they're working on that. I would imagine they are. So we'll see. We'll see. Right now, Razer's more Intel-based. It is Intel-based, actually. I have Razer Book the last 2 years. I don't have any problem. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Yasser. Got a super chat from Handquake. Nice. $5. All right. A small bit of that sweet stimulus money for you. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting a stimulus check for various reasons, but I don't think I qualify for it. But not that I'm rolling in the money here on the channel, but I do have another job as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if the people are getting their stimulus checks here in the United States, and for those outside the United States, I think it's a $1,400 stimulus check to help stimulate the economy. I don't know. I don't think I get one. I know I don't get one. So there you go. No stimulus check for Andrew. So, all right. Do you have any relationship with Eve Tech? I've reached out to them. They've never, I think it's Eva, the Eva something, whatever. I think you're talking about that Surface-like product that I've really reached out to them years ago and never heard back from them. The Eve 2. It's sort of like vaporware, isn't it? I know I've seen prototypes of it, but Agent, I don't know. I've reached out to them before. Who knows? I know they work with other tech reviewers or influencers. You're the best laptop person on YouTube. No one else reviews so many cool laptops. That's not true. You got Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. She reviews it. Got a few other channels that get good products and so forth. I only can get what I can get. So I review, and I try to review stuff I like. Maybe that's the problem, because maybe what I like may not be what the masses like something like this. I love the Surface Pro X. I'm a big fan of it. Would I agree, according to Jacobus, would I agree that the consumer laptops from Lenovo keep getting better while the business improvements are much slower? Basically, could you say that the gap is shrinking? I wouldn't say that. I know that this year they're moving to a 16:10 aspect ratio on the ThinkPad line for the X1 Carbon, for the X1 Yoga, and 3:2, I believe, on the X1 Titanium Yoga. I wouldn't say that. I think they've been evolving with these laptops on the business line. They're just really good laptops. Something like the ThinkPads and so forth are good. So I don't know if they necessarily need to make major changes. I like the move to a 16:10 as opposed to 16:9 aspect ratio. I think that's been pretty good. Amen on Lisa. Yeah, she's great. A much bigger channel and gets much more traction than I do, but deservedly so. She's been doing it a long time and probably the best out there at this. So, or one of the best, if not the best. So that's the one I'm more interested in as far as a MacBook, the M1 16. Now I am using this one. This is a 2019 or late 2019, I believe, MacBook Pro, Intel-based Core i9. I've talked about it before. But yeah, I'm looking forward to an M1-based 16-inch MacBook Pro. Yeah, we got 121 watching. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'm happy. Have you used Bluetooth mice or keyboards with Tiger Lake? If so, have you experienced any stuttering issues? You know, not too much, Jeff. I got to start doing that more often. I guess there have been some issues that could probably, be addressed via driver updates, hopefully. So we'll see. I have not experienced any, but I don't really use too many Bluetooth peripherals. I do test the Bluetooth, but I don't put it through a rigorous testing that maybe I should. I don't know. Will the X12 be good for handling big Excel files with ease, like 50, 100 megabyte Excel files? Yeah, you should be fine. The performance was very good on this X12 detachable that you see here. You can see it here a little bit better. One of the things that's been impressive with this Core i5 on this one, 1130G7, it's the lower powered variant, so that means it's a little bit more efficient. It'll do really good with battery life. I got over 11 hours, so that's been pretty good on battery life, of course, 42 watt-hour battery. But the processor has been surprisingly good. And I saw that same scenario with the X1 Nano that I reviewed, the very ultra-light portable I have here. Did really great on battery life. Did great on performance. Really don't take much of a hit when you compare it to the more to the full spec Tiger Lake processor that we saw on other laptops. Yes, many boards have messages on this. I've posted so far. Intel doesn't have a solution. So they're going to have to come up with something with some update, of course, with drivers and so forth to correct that. So if some people are having some Bluetooth issues, it might be something that could be deal breakers for some people who like to use Bluetooth peripherals. So that is great that you brought it up to let us know. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, it's been a interesting live stream so far. And that X1 detachable, X12 rather, detachable is doing well. That video is doing well. So you notice that this flickering is my camera. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that display. Got plenty of laptops coming, but I'm more picky. Some I can't talk about yet. So I'll let everybody know. 99 likes. Let's get to 100. We're at 99 likes. We have 112 people watching. Let's get that over 100 people. I want to see that get to 100. I mean, there's no excuses here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. 102, 103. Great. All right. You know, I expect something from Dell. It's about that time, right? So hopefully we'll get it. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate it. So hopefully we'll get it. Have you checked the Yoga Duet? Does it compare to? I have not. I've been hoping they would send me one. The Duet 7i, which is looking like a really nice offering as far as a 2-in-1 detachable. I have not. But the X12 is here, and I've been liking it. Hopefully I'll get one so I can compare the two. Yeah, I'm not going to comment anymore, but stay tuned. We should get something from them soon. Thank you, my friend. I got this. All right. Okay, so 103 watching right now. Okay, everybody joining us late. Let's see, wow, we're an hour into this. Can you believe that? Hour into this. It just goes by so fast. I don't know where the time goes when I guess when you're having fun. I think we have to wait until Tiger Lake H is officially released. So we're going to see that coming soon as well. I don't have any specific information on that, but I would imagine we'll start seeing some of those H series processors from Intel coming 11th gen. So hopefully that will come. Tiger Lake H, we'll see. We'll see. Proof is always in the pudding, as they say, right? I disagree. HP is not trash. Actually, I think HP the last few years, couple of years, 2-3 years, have really turned things around, I think. Which do you like better, detachable, convertible? That's a good question. It depends what mood I'm in. I'm liking the detachable lately. I don't know why. Isn't that funny? I do like convertibles, although I use them mostly as laptops. So 90% of the time I'm using it as a laptop. So I don't know if there's any... I don't know if there's any benefit of having a convertible for my use case scenario, but you might want to consider a detachable like this, right? So this is where the keyboard comes off, and you see something like this, right? So very strong, very sturdy. And then you could also use it as a tablet, right? So there's a lot of versatility there. Right? But of course, I'm having trouble with my touchscreen, so with some driver issues, I'm pretty sure that's what they are. Same goes for the Surface Pro X. Now, I bought a great accessory for those that are interested. I'll show you in a moment for the Surface Pro X. So you can see very sturdy very sturdy kickstand, and then of course, magnetically connects. I'll show you here. Pretty sturdy, pretty strong connection. Now, let's put this over here. Now, I did pick up a really nice case for it from Spigen. So here it is. So this is for the Surface Pro X, and I can put the link when I'm done. It's from Spigen. It's for the Surface Pro X. It's about $25, $30, and there's a space for a Surface Pen, as you see there, which will be used on here, or you can use the one that's included in that combo, the keyboard attachment. So if you see here, what happens is you just put it in like this. It's a pretty interesting case, and I'll just show it to you real quick. So you want to put it in here, okay? And it goes into the case like that. And there's a strap if you want to hold it with the hand. And then it works also with the detachable keyboard, like that. So let me show you in a second. So you can put it in. So you can put it like that, and it has different angles you can angle it on. It's actually pretty cool. But one of the things, when you're done, you can just close it. Boom, there you go. And it's all in one package, a clean package, and it's easy to take with you. Throw it in a bag, take it, hold it in your hand. It's pretty good, and it's pretty good quality, and it's not a bad price, considering this is about $25 on Amazon, and I'll put the link when I'm done. And I picked it up, and it's working great. So a little accessory there. So for those people, yeah, I think it's great for putting it in a bag. Oh, and then there's also a pocket here for, I guess, a cable or something, but I don't like any. It'll show some bulk. There it is. And there you go. And you can use it with or without the keyboard. So not bad from Spigen or Spigen or whatever you want to call them. I don't know how you pronounce their, but pretty cool. And I wanted something that would protect it. And there you go. You're ready to go right out of the bat. So there's a side profile, and you could put it down a little bit like that. You don't have to use it with the keyboard. You can use it without. So, but it's pretty cool. You could use it also in tablet mode with this as well. Yeah, it's great for, and the price is what's great. The price is what's great. I paid, let me just go to Amazon real quick. I paid, and I may drop it into the stream here. Let me go to my orders here. Here, your orders. I think I paid like $25 for it. So I paid $27.99. Let me get you the link. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the chat right now if anybody's interested. If you have a Surface Pro X, it's up to you, but those who are looking for it, I'll drop it in the link here. And there it goes. Okay, there we go. All right, see what I do for everybody? 117 watching. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. All right. 113 likes. That's cool. All right, I like that. I have my coffee here. How would this be if you put it on your lap? Not great. I don't love these for a lap. They're not laptops. Lappability. How's the lappability? Remember that? When Microsoft released the Surface line, they were talking about lappability. Yeah, still not working. Not great for the lap because it'll dig into your knees or whatever. Not ideal, but it can be done. I use it, but I use it more on a table or a desk. This is a little bit better because you're not, nothing's digging into you, but a little bit more of a base, I guess. So I'll show more in a video when I do it on my Surface Pro X revisit video. So for those wondering. All right, we got 124. Really nice live stream today. I think people are, what's so funny is that when I think people are not interested in something, everything just goes the opposite direction. People are interested to some degree on these detachables. Using these PCs, one has to get used to the bulk of the weight as being on the screen and not in the keyboard section of a typical PC. That is correct, William. That is correct. They're top heavy in a lot of ways. And that was one of the things that people didn't like about the Surface Book, how all the guts and all the processing parts are in the screen itself, right? That's what detaches in the book. And it gets a little top heavy. And so they had to weight it down with the keyboard base. Something to that effect on this as well. So, but again, it just depends on your use case scenario, which you like better. Which is better performance-wise? Well, this is going to be better because this has a more traditional chip, even though it is the lower power Tiger Lake than this. This is more of a mobile device to me. I look at this not as a performance device, but more as a mobile device with built-in LTE. Beautiful display. Works really great, and especially when I move to the Credge or the Chromium-based Edge browser, and with a soon-to-be, hopefully, 64-bit compatibility or emulation, you're going to get even better stuff out of this. Watching a live stream after a long time. By the way, I'm enjoying the M1 MacBook Pro. Great. Thanks for the videos. I appreciate it, Abdullah. Great. Yeah, it's a great laptop. It's a great laptop, especially that M1 chip. It is super impressive. Now, it didn't work for me for what I do because of those plugins for Final Cut Pro that just are not compatible with Apple Silicon, at least not yet. So I'm holding on to the M1 Mac Mini, and we'll see what happens after that. Okay? Any laptop gaming soon? I have a couple here that I'm going to hopefully get to. Again, I'm going to do less stuff that wasn't doing that great on my channel, and I'm going to really do it. Lisa sometimes gives biased reviews like how she liked the horrible Surface Duo. I liked it also. So maybe I'm lumped in that category, but I like these kind of products. I'm a big fan of the Surface line, by the way. If you didn't tell, I'm not a fanboy. I just like good, well-made products in terms of design, and I just like the way they look and feel. Now, the Surface Duo, I pointed out the flaws, right? And they are updating it with the Surface Duo 2 later this year. We've heard that. But Lisa liked it. I liked it also. But that's my opinion. But a lot of bashing by other reviewers, or you want to call them reviewers, after using it for a few hours, which was ridiculous. They didn't even, I don't even think they even put the first update on it before they bashed it. And I guess rightfully so, I don't know, but I found that I liked it. I thought it was very good. All right. Watching your live stream. So we talked about that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm waiting for the Pixel foldable. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. And I'm part of Team Pixel, so I should get one, hopefully. Who knows? I don't know anything anymore. I didn't get this. I didn't get the X12 tablet. I had to buy it, or the X1 detachable. So, and I mixed feelings. I don't give them copy approval. They don't have any say on my review. But then I'm only given a few weeks sometimes with certain reviews, so it's a lot of pressure, especially with a full-time job, to do it justice. And then I feel less pressure when I buy them, at least, so I can take my time and do it the right way. But I do the best I can. And I make mistakes. Like on my video yesterday, I made a rookie mistake. I should know better after 5+ years, 6 years, whatever it is. I said this was a 3:2 aspect. This was a 16:10. No, it's a 3:2, 1920 by 1280. If it was 1920 by 1200, then it would be 16:10, right? But it's 1920 by 1280, which is of course 3:2. But I had 16:10 stuck on my mind with all these laptops from Lenovo and the ThinkPad. I just immediately just put 16:10, which is wrong, which is a rookie mistake. But whatever. I'm not going to pull the video. I just put a correction message or notice on the comments, and that was it. I pinned it, and that's it. All right. If you want brands to notice you, start wearing tight jeans and start acting more YouTubery. No. I put a shirt and tie on yesterday for the video, and it's doing better, so maybe I should just do that more often. I had somewhere to go, so I had a shirt, tie, jacket. And I want to make it a little bit more classy because it is ThinkPad, it's business focused, and I'm business oriented. So, hey, you know, I'm all business most of the time. All right. If you want the brands, yeah, so I would look absolutely ridiculous doing the stupid things that these YouTubers do. Yeah, I just want to be myself, right? And not everybody likes me, so that's fine. But I just want to be myself, and that's it. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not, you know, and that's it. I appeal to a certain audience, and that's it. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to start pretending to be something that's phony, that's fake, and it comes off, and people you lose credibility, and they'll just find something else to watch. Chrome OS is good. I like Chrome OS. I would love to do more Chromebooks as well, but again, I got to go where the views are right now because I got to be able to keep the lights on here. You and Lisa should pair up and do a review. Both of you are comparable in my videos. Thank you, I appreciate it. I don't even know. I've never spoken to Lisa, not once. I mean, I'm a big fan. I watch her videos, but I don't. I'm going to go to Skyscraper. I don't do it. She's established much longer than I have been, but I would love to do something with her. That would be great. Reviewers will like some products more than others. I wouldn't necessarily call that biased. I prefer that watch multiple reviews on a product I'm interested in, get opinions on both sides. That is a great approach. I think that's the correct approach. While you're at it, climb a skyscraper and do the video from the top ledge. You know, it's getting so ridiculous with some of the stunts and the shtick that the people are pulling to get views. It's ridiculous. Touch sensitivity on the Surface is great. It's great. I've been very happy with the Surface Pro X. We got a pretty much aligned device by a lot of reviewers when it first came out, but I don't see too many long-term reviews of it, and that's why one of the things I wanted to do with the Surface Pro X is that, so I can give you what it really is to like to have it and what it costs now and how you can get some really good discounts like I did, maybe not quite as good, I was lucky, but even with the renewed program, you should be fine. All right, Pen is okay. They use the what is it? The USI protocol. I forget what it is. It's like a unified standard they've been using. Shout out from Zambia. Hey, everybody from Zambia. All right. Test some gaming low. You mean laptops? I guess that's what you mean. Fast internet, social media money has people going crazy and throwing away their integrity. Yeah, I stopped watching tech reviews. I stopped watching. Chromebook, can it you be used in the real world? What does it compare to laptops, tablets, desktops? It's a great idea, Mark. Maybe that I will do that. I'm trying different things. I'm looking into different concepts. I'm looking at this next. This is going to be the Surface Pro X. I'm going to renew. I'm going to revisit the Surface Pro X in a review. How it's shaped up here in 2021. When I first looked at it in late 2019, it was great. I thought so, but not ready for the masses. Is it ready yet? 2021? We'll see. But definitely heading in the right direction, at least in my opinion. Just curious why are there any laptops that support both Wacom and MPP for the pen? I think that's what the MPP 2.0 is supposed to have everything. I don't know. I still think it's between Wacom, AES, and of course, N-Trig. And I thought that, and my understanding was, and maybe I'm wrong, that the MPP 2.0 was going to unify them into a single standard, but I could be wrong. Hey, Cito, good to see you. See, there is a good example of something with Chromebooks you would skip. People are just not interested. Certain people are. There you go. I know there's one channel devoted to Chrome. What was it? Chrome Unboxed, I think. They do pretty well, but they're very niche down. They're specific for the Chromebook community or the Chrome OS or whatever. So that's a good example. Handquake is a devoted, loyal follower on the channel, of course, helps out of course, a moderator here, and he doesn't like Chromebooks. And I understand it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Would you recommend to go with the Surface Pro X rather than the Surface Pro 7 in 2021? It depends on what kind of deal you can get. Now, it depends on if you need to use compatibility, certain applications you need to use that won't work on this. So that may be maybe a case where you want to go with the Surface Pro 7. Now, why would somebody want to go with the Surface Pro X? Well, looking at it, there's one pretty obvious reason, and that is the bigger and better display in a lot of ways because it has the thinner bezels, a nicer looking display, in my opinion, than the Surface Pro 7. I love this thinner bezels on this. That's a big deal to me because you're looking at the screen when you're using this, and to me, that's important. Surface Pro 7, of course, will run a more traditional processor, and now they have the 7 Plus, which is geared towards businesses, with a move to 11th gen Tiger Lake processors. I think there's an option for LTE, which of course you get on this. And so it just comes down to aesthetics, what you like that looks better, and whether or not you have to use certain programs that would be, of course, more traditional than you would go with the, of course, Surface Pro 7. But it depends on your use case scenario. Now, Agent09 is bringing up a very good point about Windows X, or 10X rather, and that's going to be, since the Android apps and Windows 32 apps in the future, that's going to be something I'm pretty interested in, and hopefully we'll see it this year. I don't know if it got delayed even further, but we'll see that. Really like the thin bezels as well. Yeah, I know people need to have some bezels in order to hold it as a tablet, but not necessarily nice looking, in my opinion. And if you saw my video on the Surface Pro 7, you saw those thick bezels. In fact, I could probably even bring it up here. Let's see here. Let's see. So this was my Surface Pro 7 review, and we don't need the volume up all the way. And I'm going to try to get to it. So here you can sort of see it. There's the pen. And you can see those bezels, those massive, thick bezels. A little bit dated, right? And then if you look at something like the Surface Pro X, which you see here, you can see the thinner bezels. Yeah, Chromebook Unboxed is an excellent Chrome-based channel. Yeah, that's what they specialize in, and it's good for that. Which one of the laptops do you recommend for Adobe Illustrator? It might be something like this, only because I don't know compatibility-wise if that's going to work. I don't know. I'm not an artist. That's the other thing. If anybody can answer whether it works on the ARM-based version without emulation or with emulation, or of course, we know 64-bit apps are going to be in beta right now, so that's something I'm going to test on the Surface Pro X coming very soon, so stay tuned. See how that beta version is working. So Agent 091 is giving us the answer, saying Adobe works on the beta emulation only. That's what I thought. So that's the issue right now, still here in 2021, 64-bit app support. There are some apps that have been optimized to work natively on it, but so far we're still waiting for the emulator to really work to bring you compatibility with those Adobe apps and so forth that people will want. The Z Fold 2 is a great phone, but you might be enjoying it. Samsung knows what they're doing, unlike Microsoft. So what he's talking about is this. I have it here. So the Z Fold 2, which I have here, I've been loving it, actually. I'm using it more and more and more. It's my secondary display. I use a Pixel 5 as my main device. But the reason I use this as a secondary display, and here you can see I have a lot of fingerprints on it and so forth. I have a case on one side of it. I love it. Just something about consuming media on it has been great. Suvik is correct on that. And I have a kickstand on here that I'm using the Samsung one with the case with the kickstand on it. It's got that carbon fiber weave on it, so you can see here. So you got a kickstand on it. It's working great. And I take it with me everywhere, so there you go. Instagram is terrible on this. Case in point. Instagram is terrible. Look, it doesn't fill up the whole screen. One of the big problems is optimization. You see how Instagram doesn't fill up the screen? So there are some compatibility issues as far as the screen ratio, the aspect ratio, that it to be optimized, the developer will have to be able to optimize it to fill up the screen properly. Still big enough, though, in my opinion, to use DeX with that phone. I should start using DeX more often. I could. I have monitors that are portable that can be used with this. So maybe I'll do a video on that as well. English, please. Yeah, I don't understand what he was saying either. So, all right. It might not be a nice thing. Who knows? All right. Where are we? We're at an hour and a half almost. Well, hour and 24 minutes. We have 110 watching. It was a very good live stream today. But wireless DeX. Yeah. I got to start doing more DeX stuff. DeX would be pretty interesting. All right. Any other questions before we start wrapping things up? I said the device looks very powerful. Yeah, it is powerful. He's talking. I guess you're talking about this, right? So my Galaxy Fold 2, very expensive, but used a lot. Now, here's the things that I'm seeing so far while we're at it. I'm noticing that by the crease, and you can see it here, but I don't know if you can see it, there's starting to be a little bit of a line developing. I'm not sure if it's a crack or not, and there's one up there. I folded and unfolded quite a bit every day, so I don't know how long. Now, I do have part of the warranty on this that you can replace the screen at least once, I think. And then I think there's a price you have to pay after that. I forgot what that Samsung warranty on this is as far as replacing the screen, or at a very reduced rate. And I may just do that before it expires, of course. But I've noticed it. Maybe you can see it here. You can sort of see it on the bottom there by the crease. You see that? There it is. Not a little bit concerning, so I may have to have the screen replaced. We'll see. I've only had it, 5-6 months? How long has it been out? Since it's been out. Hi from Argentina. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? All right. All right. So issues on displays here. Still not working. I got to update that driver. All right. Not a problem. The keyboard layout's hard to get used to. On the Lenovo? I don't think so. I think it's one of the better keyboard layouts, at least in my opinion. Privyet. Cinder, privyet. Как дела? That's the extent of my Russian. Как дела means how are you? Очень хорошо, meaning very good, right? There you go. I know a little bit of Russian. I'm not Russian, by the way. So you like that? All right. Очень хорошо. Очень хорошо. Normalna means normal. In Russia, when you ask somebody how they're doing, they say normal. I'm normal. Normalna means normal, like good. They don't say I'm doing great or очень хорошо. That means very good. But if you say normalna, that means you're saying I'm okay. I'm okay. There you go. There you go. So you learn something new every day, right? Samsung is not afraid of introducing new technology like Apple in the mobile industry. No, Samsung likes to introduce new stuff, and something like the Galaxy Fold 2, Galaxy Z Fold 2, whatever the hell they call it. Stupid naming, but whatever. There you go. Hey, everybody, hi from Dubai. How are you? Hi from Taiwan. Looking forward to your X1 Carbon 9th gen soon. Yeah, hopefully I'll get that soon. Hopefully they'll give me one. If not, I'll have to go out of pocket and get one. All right. Great live stream. Got to go. Take care. Okay, William. And that's probably my cue as well, people. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Been a great live stream, one of the better ones we've had in a while. So I'm very happy, very humbled and blessed to have such a great community, be able to stop by and interact with the channel. I love it, love it. All right, so I got a lot of stuff coming up. I got my Surface Pro X Revisit review. That's coming up. Maybe I'll have a head-to-head of these two. We'll talk about that more coming up. I have the monitor coming up as far as that beautiful curved monitor from Dell, and other stuff as well. So until next time, and I might do a surprise live stream, by the way, so stay tuned. There may be a reason for that. Handquake, thank you for being a great moderator today. All the moderators, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being polite. Good job, everybody, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye-bye.